Brian Kilmeade of Fox News is going to interview General Ray Odierno about the war in Iraq. And listen to this little piece of the interview. You guys will get a kick out of what they're in favor of.
Pensions.
You had everything to do with the capture of Saddam Hussein. We're coming up on that anniversary again. Makes us think about that day and also about where Iraq is today. Are you disturbed where we're at with the country you worked so hard to liberate?
Well, I think, we left it, when we left there, it was in a really good place. Security was very good. Violence was very low.
It's a great place.
So it is concerning as we watch the violence grow inside of Iraq. It is kind of representative of what's going on now in the Middle East, this Sunni-Shia divide that's kind of happening in Syria, it's happening in Lebanon, it's happening in Iraq. So there's deep concern.
If you had a residual force, do you believe things would be better in Iraq?
I think it's hard to say. I think it probably would have been if we were allowed to have a residual force.
When we left there, it was in a really good place. Yeah, it was in a great place. That's a quote. That's what they said. Odierno said the first thing, Kilmeade said the second thing. It'd be better if we were still there. Let's go back into Iraq. Let's go, everybody. Let's go right along right now. Everybody hop on a plane. We'll grab the military, throw them back in there. It'll be good. It'll be a jolly old time. I mean, do I even need to respond to that? Are these people insane? Now, understand something. This was a strategy that they used where I was amazed that the media fell for it. During the surge in Iraq, which is what they're referring to, oh, when we did the surge, everything was great. During the surge, there would be times when the violence would stay relatively the same, or the violence would drop, and there were times when the violence would get much, much worse. At every single step of the way, through every single phase, they said, this proves that what we're doing works. Wait a second, what? I remember reading articles where they said, oh yeah, no, we know that violence is up overall in Iraq now and that there's, more terrorists doing all these different horrible things and we're fighting the Taliban and it's getting bloody, it's getting vicious, yada yada. They said, oh, all that stuff, it's evidence that the insurgency is in its last throes. So this is proof that the surge is working. So wait a second, if there's more violence, the surge is working. If there's less violence, the surge is working. If it stays the same, the surge is working. Well, I'm no genius here, but it appears to me that you've set it up so that it's a non-falsifiable claim. You've set it up so that no matter what, by definition, the surge is working. So you can't argue against it. We're right, you're wrong. Sorry, shut up. How pathetic is that? I mean, these guys, this is people's lives we're talking about here. Now, let me give you some facts. 59% of Americans wanted us out of Iraq ASAP. That was in 2009, a poll in 2009. 54% say we should have never went in the first place. How's that for overwhelming? A majority of the country says, why did we waste our time anyway? Overall, when you get to the death toll and the amount of money spent, there were 150 reporters who were killed in the war. Reporters. There is, in terms of things that are missing, $546 million in spare parts went missing. 190,000 guns went missing, probably in the hand of the Taliban now. 110,000 of those guns were AK-47s. Just went missing, just lost over 100,000 AK-47s. Isn't that great? How much did we spend per second when we were in Iraq? $5,000. How about the total cost when you calculate all the interest and everything out by the year 2053? $7 trillion we wasted there. Now, here's the most depressing facts. 32,223 troops have been injured. That's not including PTSD, where the number is much higher. 4,488 U.S. service personnel were killed directly. It's not even including suicides afterwards and other ways that people have passed away. And of course, 134,000 Iraqi civilians were killed directly in the war. So here's my question to Fox News. Here's my question to General Ray Odierno. Are there no numbers, are there no facts that would have made you say, you know what, yeah, it's good we're out of there, we should have probably never went in? Is there any, so what would it have had to been? $10 trillion? If we wasted $10 trillion, then would you have said, you know what, bad idea? Or is there no number? If it's 15 trillion, would you still say, yeah, let's do it, rock and roll, let's go back in? Or how many American soldiers had to die for you to finally say, bad idea? Would it have to be 50,000 for you to finally say, we probably shouldn't have went in? Or how many Iraqi civilians had to die for you to say, bad idea? 4 million, 5 million, what is it? Is there a number? But that's the thing, I'm asking these questions, these are loaded questions, because I don't think there is a number. There is no line for these people.